Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to talk about running reports for MiCX, MiContact Centre customer experience. We are going to look at how we run different reports. We are going to concentrate on voice reports for the queue and for the agent. For us to be able to run the queue, we should be configured in the MiCX server or the enterprise server with credentials that allow us to run reports. We should be given a role by the administrator that allows us to run reports. And we are going to be able to access the reports by opening a web browser of our choice, and then we are going to put the FQDN of this server, of our contact center server, and then we are going to say /CCM web. Take note that for us to be able to use the FQDN, an SSL certificate must be installed on the MiCX server, or otherwise we can use the IP address of the server, provided this could be the IP address of the server. Then we say CCM web. We are going to be asked for the username and password, and this is when we should enter the credentials that we have been given by our administrator. So let us go ahead and do that. So here I'm just going to do this. Then we come to here. I'm going to put my credentials, and then I'm going to click on sign in. So once we are in, we are going to go to reports. We are going to click on reports, and we are going to go to voicemail and then queue reports. We are going to go to voice and queue reports. When we get here, there is this part. It's going to ask us what report type do we want to run. There are different types of reports for the queue. Do we want to run for the queue? And that's number 1. And number 2 is going to ask us for which queue. For which queue. Then number 3 is going to ask us for which dates. And number 4, the report should be in what format. Okay, let's go ahead and answer those questions. Number 1, what report type do we want to run for the queue? If we drop down here, it's going to give us options of the types of reports that we can select from. The most common one is queue performance by period. So I'm going to select queue performance by period there. Then number 2, for which queue? I'm going to answer to say I want for Mitel help queue. So I highlight it. Number 3, for which dates? So I'm going to say I want from this day, start date and end on this date. I select. Then it can say, do you want to create one report for each day in the selected date range? I can choose to leave it as default. I don't mind that. Then it's going to ask me for the start hour and end hour. I can just leave it on 24 hours. And it's going to ask for the interval, 15, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. So I'm going to choose 15 minutes intervals, so that it's going to pull data in 15 minutes intervals. And then of course it's going to ask me for which days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll use that, leave that on default. And then the next question is, the report should be in what format? Here, the report should be Excel or PDF. So I'll leave it as Excel. So once I do that, I scroll down and I'll say submit report. I'll click on submit report. When I've submitted report like that, I'm going to go to report inbox. Report inbox. So I click on report inbox and then go to today's reports. And here is my report that I have just run. And make sure that it should be, this view should appear. When the report is still being generated, if I had selected a longer range, I would have to wait for a while before I could see this view. So I will then need to constantly refresh the page to see if I can now view the report. And I can constantly refresh the page by ticking in this box, automatically refresh page every 10 seconds. Or if I don't do that, I have to manually refresh the page. So because it is allowing me to view, I'll click on the view. The moment I click on the view, it downloads the report. The report has been downloaded. If I follow it up into my downloads, I will see this is the report. I will say open file, and it is going to open. Here it is. So it is saying queue performance by period for the Mitel help queue for the date 08 October up to 08 October and 24 hours. So it is going to start from 00 hours up until the time I generated this report, because I generated this report at the same day. So let's just see what this report is going to show us. So of interest is this time. Of interest is this time here. Offered calls 2, handled calls 1, abandoned call 1, abandoned short, abandoned long 1, answered by CD 1. So those are the statistics. This was just a test, so it doesn't have too much statistics, otherwise we'll be seeing a lot of figures where we are seeing zeros here, but this is not from a live queue, this is just from a test queue. So if we continue to scroll down where the report ends, we should be able to see the totals. We must be able to see the totals. So these are the totals, which says offered calls 2, ACD handled calls 1, abandoned 1. Okay, let us go ahead and generate another type of report. So once we are done with this report and we have downloaded it onto our PC, we can just delete it from being, we are not deleting it from the database, but we are just deleting it from the inbox. Then we go back to reports, we select voice again, then this time we are going to do an agent report. It's going to ask us we are going to run which kind of report. If I scroll down here, I got all this list of reports, but the most common one is urgent performance by period, which I'm going to select. And it's also going to ask me for the start date and end dates. I'm not going to change anything. I've gone through these things before. We all know what they are. And I'm going to select the agent that I want to run the report for. And I want to run for this. Then I highlight Mitel support. And then I scroll down to submit the report. Once again, I go to report inbox, today's report, and you can see the view is not there yet. It's still not saying view, it's still running the report in the background. It's still generating the report. It is still generating the report. So for me to know if it is done generating the report, I need to refresh the page. And I'm going to refresh the page every 10 seconds by checking in there. Then let's wait for 10 seconds. Yes, it has refreshed the page for us and it is saying view, and I'm going to click on view and it has downloaded it. I'm going to open the file. So it is going to start from, it is urgent performance by period for the agent, Mitel support agent. This is the agent name. And 8118 is the agent ID. And it's going to start at 00 hours. So I have to scroll down to around 1800 hours, because this is when this agent was active. So let's scroll down. So it is telling me that this agent, at around this time, they took one call, they answered one call, and that was it. So as you can see, there are many types of reports that we can run. So again, I'm done with this report. I'll go ahead and delete it. So we can go to reports, voice, there is agent reports, there is extension reports, there is queue reports, trunk reports, employee reports, Dennis reports, team report, account code reports. And each report that you choose is, or each group of reports that you choose is also sub reports in it. So there is close to 500 reports that you can do. So you can just go into each and every report and see the report that suits you and decide to run that. So when you go to help here, there's written documentation. If you click on it, you are going to see my contact center business user guide. So you can click on it here, contact center report guides and the user guide. So you can just go to the contact center report guide and you click on it, and it's going to download a contact center report guide. This guide is going to guide you on how to run reports. So let's open it up. Let's see what does it have inside, what could be of interest to us now. So this is the contact center guide. It will tell you how to run reports, all the information in the reports. It will tell you what each report does and what kind of statistics do you find in each and every report. Let me do this. Let me close this. So it will tell you, for example, what is an abandoned call, does interflow mean, what is the service level time, service level count. It will tell you, it will show you even diagrams there. So it is important for you to download this guide, and then it will assist you a great deal in understanding how to do the reports. Let's have a last look at creating reports, scheduling reports, report descriptions and examples. So normally we recommend that you come to report descriptions and examples, and we go to top 5 recommended reports. Top 5 recommended reports. Click on there. One of the top key is queue performance by period, queue group performance by queue, and it will give you an example of each. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos, like and comment.